Hello and welcome to this edition of DMV Parks, and in this edition we're going to be examining Wheaton Regional Park. So in today's edition, as we discuss Wheaton Regional Park, there's a number of different aspects to it, and it's a large park and it has a number of different aspects. So we're going to get right into it. First and foremost, what I'm going to mention is that parking is limited here. However, it is such an amazing park. A lot of people like to come here, and it's away from the neighborhood and the community for the most part. So it's really hard to find parking, and I advise you not to park on the local streets so that you don't take away parking spaces from the residents. It's easily accessible by the metro. You're going to have to do a little bit of walking, but you're able to get there. So if you do come here, you want to come particularly at times that most people aren't here, because otherwise it's going to be really hard to find a parking space. Now, what I'm going to tell you to do is the first thing that I typically do is I come in and go to my left. But if you come in and you go to your right, there's a Ferris wheel, or it's not a Ferris wheel, a merry-go-round, and there's a train, and this train will go around the back of the park, and some of the numbers as to how expensive this train is. It's a kid's train, but anybody can ride it, and it goes through the woods, and you can see different aspects of the park through these woods. Even going towards, there's a lake, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But the expenses as pertains to those type of things are what's going to be mentioned here in the later portions of the video, or up here on the screen. Now, if you were to go to the left, which is what I recommended you to do originally, if you go to the left at this park, there's a number of different picnic areas, and there's a lot of woods, but there's picnic areas and places for you to do things like cookouts and things of that nature. And if you go far enough to the left, there used to be a huge slide, two slides. There was a yellow one and a red one. There was one that was yellow and it came all the way down, and there was a red one as well. But now they've since taken those down, and there's other slides. There's not as spectacular as it was when I was a kid. Yes, that was a long time ago, but it's not as spectacular. But it's still a wonderful environment for a number of kids to play in, and as you can see, the kids are enjoying it. There's a sandbox there. There's a lot of equipment for kids to really have fun. There's an outside actual restroom. And for me, that's a big thing, not to have to go use a porta potty, because a lot of times those are nasty. So for there to be an actual restroom in case you actually wanted to use it, that's a wonderful aspect to this park. And there's a lot more playground areas. You continue to go around some of these trails on just this section. So there's places for you to have a cookout. There's limited parking though, outside restroom, and there's a lot of play areas for kids, and they use this little rubbery foam stuff and some wood chips, a mixture of all of these things. And there's a little kiddie park playground as well. So we're talking about toddlers to about 5 years old that you can let your kids play in, so that the bigger kids can play on some of the other equipment that's there. And it's just something there for just about everybody. Now, as you get off from that area and you go over here towards the trails, there's a number of different trails that you can go on that is going to stem off to, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But as you walk towards the trail and you look to your left, there's some exercise equipment. So if you're trying to get your workout on, and perhaps you're in your preteen era and you can't get into a gym quite yet, this is an excellent place for you. This is an excellent place if you just wanted to get yourself a nice little pump up, a little bit of a workout in. This is a nice area for that, because it has a lot of equipment that you can use, and it's at your disposal. So that's a neat little aspect that they've added to this park. Now, the nature aspect comes as you continue to walk down this trail. They're constructing a trail over here to the right, as you'll see in this image. But you walk down this hill, and this is also great if you're trying to get some exercise just in walking, because these trails are long. It is miles worth of trails around here that you can be able to go and access. You go down the hill, and there's going to be an option to go to your right or to your left. We're going to go to the right first. If you go to the right, you'll see the lake that is part of Wheaton Regional Park, one of the 2 or 3 lakes that you'll see here at Wheaton Regional Park. And this lake is huge. You can walk all the way around it. There's if you were to go to the left, as you continue to walk down the trail and go down the hill and go back up the hill, as you go further up, there's actually a dog park on the left. Now this dog park has certain rules and restrictions. You cannot bring a dog that does not have the shots or have things up to date or that is extremely vicious. There are park rules for that dog park. So just make sure that your dog is up to date, that it's friendly with other dogs. If you take it there, if your dog is insured, those are type of things that they have posted there. I don't know if it's regulated, but it is posted there. Now, if you walk around to the right, it's more of a dirt and gravel trail. The lake is beautiful. Let me just state that is one of the most beautiful lakes that's there, and it's calm, it's peaceful. Not a ton of people go on that, but there's if you were to take the little rock trail on the right and you continue to walk around, you'll cross the railroad tracks. You'll cross a number of different areas of the woods, and it's just amazing. So you just take it all in. You'll hear all of the different sounds of nature, and just take it in. Just take in the peace and serenity of that area, and wave high at the people who are on the train if they choose to ride it, and that'll bring you back all the way back around towards where the Ferris wheel is and the train station is. So that's if you go to your right. Now, go back to that same spot, and we're going to go to the left this time, and this is something called Bushside Gardens. And are you in for a treat if you go down through this way? If you go down through Bushside Gardens, you're going to go to your left, and after you go to your left, you're going to see there's the way for you to go down the hill. There's a way to go to your left. Now, there are some rules here. Supposedly, they do not want dogs. There is no fishing here. There is no skateboarding here. There's no bicycling here. I'm just telling you the rules. I'm not here to enforce them, just telling you them. However, when you take a moment and step back and you just see the immense lake and the immense amount of nature, there are people who have weddings here at this lake, take wedding photos, and as you can see why when you're just looking at some of these pictures, it is outstanding. It is gorgeous. You can see the little geese that are in the river, that are flowing in the river. There's actually some snakes there, so just be a little careful. There's some snakes there. There's also things such as turtles, which is my favorite animal. That's something that you'll see there. And if you go towards the center of the first portion of this lake, you'll see that there is an actual little cottage in the middle. You had to cross a rock. So if you're around, have your kids, just make sure you're attentive to them, because there's a narrow rock that you can cross over, and you can look out and you can just chill and look out over the water and just look at the scenery, and it's beautiful. It is just absolutely outstanding. Let's say you were to come back off of that and rejoin the trail. As you rejoin the trail and you walk around the trail, you will see the lake continues, and you'll get into the portion that has different types of flowers and different types of plants, and there'll be little name posted patches to tell you what type each one is. And each plant, the way it's constructed, the way it looks, it is absolutely marvelous to see. And I can't put it into words. It is just marvelous. Now, as you continue to walk down and through, there's a little memorial that is there for those who are fallen veterans and things of that nature. If you're really into history and seeing those and honoring people like that, that's a place that you can stop. Now, if you continue to go down, you'll run into a butterfly. It's supposed to be like a butterfly exhibit. It was under construction, so you won't see any pictures from us. It was or under renovation, so you won't see any pictures from us, but that's another beautiful aspect of the park. If you continue to go back around, you'll be able to go through some more wooded areas. Actually have some nice little areas of flowers in some of those wooden trails. And there's actually I believe there was a Vietnamese style wedding venue space there that you can actually have chairs on both sides, and you can have the place where the bride and the groom stand up at the top. It is an awesome place if you choose to have your marriage there. Of course, clear that with the proper authorities, but it is wonderful there. Another aspect that you have that I just recently learned about here around this park is that there's a whole nother section. You have to go to your left as you get into this park, to this portion, and you'll see a building. And in this building, there's a nature center or an activity center that you can even bring your kids to. Some of these activities do cost money, so check the website. There's a number of different things there for children to be able to enjoy, and there's even a gift shop there for the Bushside Gardens area. Now, as you continue to walk down, there's a overlook area where you'll see a number of different things that are there for you to be able to endeavor and see as well. There's the art that is displayed in this section, and the plant life is just breathtaking. When I say it that, I mean it is breathtaking. And you walk down and you walk around, just look at some of the things that are here. It is breathtaking. And you really have to be here to really appreciate what this is. Now, as you continue to walk down and around, there's an area that you can sit in and you can just chill and just look out. This has more moss covered over its little lake or pond area here, but that's okay. You can see that they're just letting nature do its course here while they maintain it and show some maintenance. You'll see some bees and things like that over here as well. So don't freak out. They'll leave you alone. You just do what you just walk and mind your own business. They'll leave you alone. The last part we're going to talk about is as you walk around and over to the right side of this park, of this last section that's over here, is that you will be able to see a nice little creek and little stream that connects to this lake, and it's nice and chill place, and it's very relaxed. So by the time I finished walking, I walked about 4 miles around this whole thing. Oh, by the time we were finished with this, and I would recommend on our weather meter a 10 out of 10 stars. This is a must-see place, a must-go place. If you're into nature, it's a must-go. If you want your kids to have a good time, it's a must-go. If it's a place that you want to have a cookout or gathering, it's a must-go. It's just something that everybody can enjoy something here, and it takes you away from the initial burst that you'll see, from the initial life, that's city life. And it's not too far out of town. This is just in Wheaton, Maryland, off of Georgia Avenue. So I hope that you enjoyed this other episode of DMV Parks, and we hope that you can join us next time as we go into another park and we discover more of the beauty of the DMV. Until next time, this is Dante Reed Brown Wolf of the Weather Advanced Storm Prediction Center, and we will see you next time.